Psychotic and iconic. Psychotic and iconic.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 141 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-host Nick Theories and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in to the live stream tonight. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. What's up, Theories?
Disappointed, man.
Why? Oh,
My guy.
I didn't think.
My guy retired, and I fucked up today. My wardrobe. I should have wore the Brady jersey. I really fucked up.
Damn.
I know.
You're not a real one.
Oh, I'm a real one. I've been there since day one. Check my resume, dog.
Yeah, have you?
I got 141 episodes of proof. What more do I need to say?
Nothing. You said enough on Tom Brady.
I know.
But we're going to start out tonight with Tom Brady retires for good. Crying on the beach. That was
that hit, bro.
That was upsetting, dude. It was the end of an era.
Man. That hit.
What do you think? Let's start off with some positives. What do you number one, do you think he's retired?
Yeah.
Do you actually think
it's over?
Good?
It's over for him. Yeah, he's done.
Me too.
It sucks to say, but yeah, he's done. He's done. He's done for good. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But I'm happy for him because like he needed to go out, bro. He could just go be with your family, bro. You've been in the game for 23 years. You don't need to stick around. Not after last year, too. Like I don't think he wants to go out like that. But at the same time, if he does it again and they go 8 and 9 again, you know, it doesn't look that good. So for him, just bow out gracefully, move on, go spend time with your family, and he had an awesome career, man. He gave me my best memories as a kid.
I definitely think he's done. To be honest, I don't think he's coming back. You could hear it in his voice.
Yeah,
like he knew. Like you felt like the pain because he got choked up at the end too. So it was.
He's been through some shit this year, though.
I know. Well, he's got one more ring to chase, and that's putting a ring back on his wife's finger.
Well, you know his favorite ring is
the next one.
The next one. Yeah.
So, what was your greatest moment?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
God. Let's go.
All right.
We'll cheers to that one.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Chef.
Sheffield Shuffler brings over beers.
He's in the building. You ain't gonna do your cheers with me, bro? You gonna sip before you cheer? Damn.
India Pale Ale tastes a little like curry, but that's all right.
That's crazy, fam.
All right. What do you think was Tom Brady's greatest moment?
Wow. I mean, there's so many of them, but if I had to pick the one, man, I would say the undefeated season. That was amazing against the Giants. It was week 17. Him and Moss broke the all-time season single season record for passing touchdowns and catching touchdowns for Moss in the same throw. That was the best moment. That is so iconic. Even though the record doesn't hold true today,
it sucks.
But that was an iconic moment at the time because 50 touchdowns was unheard of. And that was the first year he got Randy Moss. They exploded. And that was when Tom Brady started putting up stats.
Mm-hmm.
That was the moment where he got, like, I feel like he got more confident in his ability in terms of just letting it rip.
Which was weird. You know what's crazy about that, though? Because after that happened, you're right. You started putting up stats. He didn't win a Super Bowl after that for 7 years. That was 07. And he didn't win one because he went a decade without one.
Yeah, 04 to 2014.
To 2014, he didn't win one. I would probably say
he lost two in that span, though. He lost to the Giants twice. Yep.
I would probably say his greatest his greatest moment for me. Man,
there's so many of them. It's hard
I would probably say if you really look at it, the 28-3 comeback. I mean, that is the single most iconic game in the history of the NFL.
That was on my list
because, like, when you look at at halftime of that game, he threw the pick. Too, and everybody's laughing. We were together. It was 21-3. He threw the pick, and it was like, all right, this is over. And everybody thought he was done because he was getting waxed by them, and then obviously he wound up winning.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that was like his greatest moment. My actual favorite moment in the history of his tenure there, but it's not really his moment. The Bill Belichick. When they were winning like 52 or 45-7, 45-0 against, was it the Dolphins?
Redskins. It was the Redskins at the time.
Yeah. They were playing the Redskins. They were up like 45-0. He put in the backup. He threw a pick. I think it was Matt Castle.
Matt Castle threw a pick six.
He threw a pick six, and they put Brady back in. That's my favorite moment of all time.
Came in and scored a touchdown. And then they won 52-7 or something like that.
That is my favorite moment, but that's more of a Belichick moment that I'll never forget ever because I remember hysterically laughing at that. He threw a pick six and he put Brady back in.
Man, we're never going to see that again, bro.
Never.
Like I'm going to miss that more than anything.
Yeah.
Like those, like, man, like I said, bro, he gave me my best childhood memories, bro, because I was such a big fan of Tom Brady from the rip. And I know he went through a lot of shit throughout his career, but I always had his back, man. And yeah, man, I can't believe it's over, dude. I don't have enough words at the moment because I haven't really processed it totally.
Yeah.
So I haven't really thought like too much of how to put words together to formulate how I really feel at the moment, but I will.
That's how I'm going to be with when LeBron goes. I don't know, because that was.
Now you're going to be shocked. It's going to take you a little bit to get, to gather your thoughts and gather your favorite memories. And yeah, man, it's over, dude. It hurts, bro. But life goes on.
Now, what was your favorite Super Bowl?
What you just said, bro, the 28-3. That's why I didn't pick it as my favorite moment.
That's not my favorite Super Bowl of his, though.
Okay.
But go ahead. Tell me why.
Well, I mean, 28-3, bro. I mean, just being at my friend's house, the Broadbents, Wood Lane. Shout out to Wood Lane. That was one of my favorite Super Bowls, bro, of all time. We were all there. Halftime hit. They were down 21-3. We were on the porch smoking milds, ripping cigarettes. We were doing all that, bro. I was chiefing out there.
I can still taste the menthol. I can still taste the menthol.
Then
shout out Mama Broads.
Yeah, Jimmy Pervito, James played Any Given Sunday, the speech. And I'll never forget that, man. And then it happened to apply to the second half when they came back. That was insane, bro. To come back from 28-3 in the Super Bowl, that's legendary. That's iconic. That's amazing, bro. That would never leave my mind. That is etched in my head forever. Just the whole memory of it.
I mean, how could it not?
What's your favorite memory?
My favorite memory was the 2014 Super Bowl. So I guess it was 2015 when they beat the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
And I think that was for me because that was the moment that I remember. That's when I stopped hating Tom Brady because I was a Peyton Manning fan. And I was the argument that Peyton Manning was better, that entire time. Obviously, I turned out to be incorrect.
Yeah.
But that was when I stopped hating Tom Brady. And it was because he threw for like 150 yards in the first quarter against that defense. They were down 28-14 or something like that.
It was 24-14.
24-14.
Yeah,
they won 28-24.
Yep.
And it was just, the Malcolm Butler interception and seeing him go crazy on the sideline. That was, for me, was the Super Bowl where I'm like, all right, like Tom Brady does it again.
That defense was fucking good, bro.
Yeah, and he threw the I forget who it was caught that. It might have been Tyler Lockett made that crazy catch on the sideline.
No, it was what's his name? Fuck. It wasn't Baldwin. No, it was. Wait, it might have been Baldwin. No, it was Jermaine Kearse. Number 16.
Kearse
caught that.
And I remember laughing, and we were saying it, because we used to watch all the Super Bowls together.
Yeah.
And we were saying, we're like, oh my God, like it's going to go out again. Because we were comparing it to the Mario Manningham catch and David Tyree.
It was like, damn, he's going to lose another Super Bowl to a miraculous catch.
Yep.
That's what.
And then obviously Russell Wilson threw the pick.
Yeah.
But either way, that was my favorite Super Bowl of Tom Brady, and that's just for those reasons. That's what it is, because that was when the moment where I turned the tide and I stopped hating Tom Brady because he won it again, and it was just like, damn. Now what he did after that, I mean, nobody really saw coming, and it kind of messed everybody up because it was like, all right,
Super Bowls later.
What are you supposed to do? Because he didn't win one for a decade.
Yeah.
Like I said, so it's like, all right, I guess he's done.
So from that point on, when he won his fourth, he went to 4 more Super Bowls, going 3-1, lost them to the Eagles.
Yeah.
But even in that Eagles loss, 500 yards.
He threw for, it was a record.
They never punted. That was insane.
Yeah.
And they lost.
And it was a backup.
Yeah.
You lost to Nick Foles, Corey Clement. Like, I mean, there were so many unsung heroes.
Well, it's funny. Like his losses are just hilarious. Like he'll beat Patrick Mahomes, he'll beat Russell Wilson in his prime, but then he'll lose to Eli Manning and Nick Foles. The weirdest thing ever. And he beat the greatest show on turf. And
do you think that if he could redo history, do you think he would lose the 28-3, or do you think he would complete the perfect season?
Complete the perfect season.
I think the same thing.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you are etched in history as the best team of all time.
I agree. But also, there's something to be said about getting blown out in the Super Bowl, because Peyton Manning got blown the hell out. What was it, 43-8? It was.
Oh, yeah. Now, that was different when they played the Legion of Boom the first year.
But that hurt Manning's credibility a little bit.
100%.
Even though he won his last year, it's still, people remember he got blown out in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Brady played in 10 Super Bowls, and they were all by like 1-score games.
All of them, I think, were won
except for the last game against the Chiefs.
Yeah, and to piggyback,
that was the biggest win.
To piggyback, as a Peyton Manning fan, what sucks for me is when I realized like the argument was no good anymore. When you look at the Super Bowls, he beat Cam Newton and Rex Grossman, and he lost to Drew Brees and Russell Wilson. So he lost to the upper echelon guys and beat the lower echelon guys. So like it's tough because
I don't see nothing wrong with that. And here's why, bro, because those teams have really good defenses too.
Correct. Now, here's the thing. When Devin Hester returned that opening kickoff for a touchdown, I remember at the time, I'm like, oh my God.
At Tom's house.
Oh, we were.
We were at Tom's house.
And I'm like, oh my God, is this really going to happen?
You know what's funny? I think somebody called that too. So one of our friends were like, yeah, Devin Hester's going to run it back for a touchdown. Watch. It might have been Ryan Dock.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody said it. I'll never forget it, dude. It was like one of those things that was like, damn, I just remember somebody saying it. I don't remember who, but I remember hearing it. And then it happened. It might have been D Lane, actually.
Danger Zone.
I think it was Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Shout out Danger Zone.
Yeah, I miss D Lane. Do you think any of Tom?
Hold on. Shouting out Danger Zone is fucking crazy, man. That is insane.
He's amazing.
He is. That's my guy.
So do you think any of his scandals will play into how he's remembered?
No, I don't think so.
Why
not? Because of how he bounced back. Because if you thought that he won those rings by cheating, then the rings that he won legit, what do you say about? He backed up his credibility by winning the Super Bowl. He said, all right, you think I deflated footballs? Well, fuck you. Watch this. 2 weeks later, that's when he beat Seattle.
2014. And he was suspended the first 4 games.
Yep. And he remembered that.
Now, because here's the thing with me. Do I think he will be they'll play into how he was remembered? No.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's not the Super Bowl where they deflated.
No, that was against the Ravens.
2016.
Yeah, that was against the Ravens. They didn't win the
right.
Super Bowl that year.
They did in 2017. That was a comeback year.
Yeah.
Because that's right.
Yeah.
So there was no scandal there. I don't think.
It was 2014, bro.
2014. Yeah, but there was no scandal in 2014.
I thought that was the year he was suspended for the first 4 games.
The year that he was suspended was the Falcons Super Bowl.
Was it?
Yeah, because the first game he came back was against the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
I'll never forget it.
Okay.
It was 2017.
So I don't think that they'll play a role in them because they don't really play a role right now. Everybody just is already saying you're the GOAT and everything, and nobody brings it up. However, I will say it's odd because Barry Bonds is full of scandals, but Barry Bonds never served a suspension.
It was 2014.
I know.
In the 2014,
he missed the first 4 games of the season, bro. That's what I'm saying. I knew I wasn't tripping.
Damn. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't pay attention to scandals.
I'm a Brady guy.
No, I am, but I don't pay attention to scandals because I think they're all bullshit.
So anyway, Barry Bonds has been remembered for scandals, and he was never suspended any games. So I think it's a little bit, it's a slippery slope. I don't think he ever will be, but there will always be people out there that mention them. But I just think that he was so great, no matter what, that they kind of just get swept under the rug, even though like it should be for Barry too, because I think Barry's the best baseball player ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that I've seen, but you know what I mean?
That's what it was. It took a whole year in court.
Yes.
And then he got suspended the
following year because they went to the Supreme Court.
Not the year after, but it was the following year. Yeah, that's right. You're right. You're right about that.
But anyway, yeah, no, I don't think they will. However, it just kind of sucks because, there were multiple scandals around him and Barry Bonds, but Barry Bonds gets shit all over, and Tom Brady's kind of got swept under the rug.
It's funny, though, because nobody really, like you said, it got swept under the rug, but I don't feel like nobody talks about that anymore.
Who?
The scandals.
No, that's what I'm saying, because he was so great after them that there was, again, with the Buccaneers one, the Rams
gave
one.
Him credibility.
Correct. There was nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And winning the Super Bowl after the football thing.
If he didn't win against Seattle and didn't win another Super Bowl, and he had 3 Super Bowl rings in a 23-year career, and the only ones he won was the Spygate, then you have a case.
The Spygate one still irks me because it was against the Birds.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And then Josh McDaniel got caught the next year doing it in Denver.
Well, the thing is I don't understand why they burn the tapes. Show the tapes. Why would you burn them?
Well, I mean, you had evidence on there of them fucking stealing your taping your walkthroughs, and they said that it was like the IO boys.
Yeah, well then show the tapes then.
Yeah,
because everybody in the league should deserve to know that.
Agreed.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have burned the tapes. And now I'm wondering what was on the tapes.
Yeah, I don't know. Last thing before we move on, do you think Tom Brady retires as a Patriot?
I sure hope so, man. That's how I remember him, as a Patriot.
I don't think he will. I think there was too much bad blood when he left with the whole Bill Belichick stuff.
I'm going to disagree with that. I think he's a Patriot, bro. That's where he grew up. That was where he became a man, bro. Like he grew up there. He was there for 20 years. That's about almost half his life. I'm gonna say yes. I think he's gonna sign a 1-day contract with Kraft because him and Robert Kraft have a mutual respect. Like,
yes,
they love each other. Brady missed.
Well, it's more
practice.
than respect for Kraft.
Well, yeah, and Brady too, because Brady left practice to go to Kraft's wedding in the week of the game.
Yeah.
So there's a respect there that I think that Brady will honor. And truthfully, I think so. I think he loves him so much that he will do that.
I don't think he will, but he should, because Peyton Manning didn't, even though it's a little bit different of a scenario.
So is he going to retire as a Buccaneer?
Yeah.
Wow.
I believe he retires as a Buck.
I would be shocked if that happened.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. I think he retires as a Buck.
Wow. Wow. Really?
Yep.
Why?
Because I think when he left New England, I don't think that it was left on good terms. And I think that the team that was around him was trash and he was taking pay cuts. And I think he took that very personally. I don't think he wanted to leave either. But at that point, it was like, it was all about Bill Belichick. And then he left there, ran it down their throat by winning a Super Bowl. And that's that. But I just, similar to Peyton Manning, I know they're different scenarios. Because they gave up on Peyton to draft Andrew Luck. But Peyton Manning retired as a Bronco.
I'm just reading that right now, actually. He did. He spurned the Colts 1-day deal and retired as a Bronco.
Yeah, because he didn't like what Jim Irsay did, because Jim Irsay forced him out after they went 1-15 with Jacoby
I agree,
Brissett.
but the relationship between Peyton Manning and Jim Irsay is a totally different relationship between Robert Kraft and Tom Brady.
We don't know that, though. It could have been the same way until that happened.
I'm going to disagree, though, bro, because like I said, he left practice, which means a lot to him.
Yeah.
To go to somebody's wedding in the middle of the season, that's a lot of respect, bro. You got to think about it that way. That relationship, I don't think is ever fractured. Maybe the Belichick relationship to a degree, but I feel like Brady and Belichick have a mutual respect for each other. I don't think there's any bad blood. Truthfully, I really don't think that.
No,
I just don't. It's hard to believe that at this point. I mean, it's been 3-4 years now, and I just don't see that. I don't see there's any bad blood.
All right, guys, moving on. Where will these quarterbacks land next season? Thanks, Phil. I was waiting on that.
I was looking at the screen.
All right, Nick. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G. Jimmy Gangster.
Where do you think he goes?
I think he's going to Commanders.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Shit.
Because they're a team that they're they need a quarterback, but their quarterbacks don't have to do much. They have a pretty good roster.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would succeed there. Actually, I think he'll do all right.
I think he's going to the Saints.
Wow. Really?
Yep. I think he's going down to New Orleans.
Wow.
That's where I believe Jimmy G goes. Yeah. And I like him there too. I think he would succeed. Kamara, he's got the strong run game like the 49ers. He's got what's his face?
I think they'll be pretty. I think they'll be way better than they were.
Chris Olave.
He's a beast.
Yeah. Michael Thomas, he doesn't love football anymore, but we'll see.
But Chris Olave is a guy that the Saints needed somebody with a rocket arm, because that guy can go up and go get it. He's a burner, dude. So I feel like they need a quarterback that can actually sling the rock like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Jimmy G fits that bill, but he fits the Commander style. Yeah. I think more or less. Yep.
All right. Derek Carr.
Wow. You go first.
Titans.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Mike Vrabel gets his guy.
Oh my God.
Well, he's definitely an improvement over Tannehill. I don't know if he's the guy, but definitely an above average starter and better than Ryan Tannehill. So I got him going to the Titans.
Wow. I tweeted something about Derek Carr. I had him going to the Panthers. That's who it was, the Panthers. I think that's a fit there. Frank Reich, I think he would work really well with Derek Carr. You got DJ Moore. You got some pieces on there. You can run the football. You could take the pressure off of Carr. I think that would be a really good fit. I think they would need another wide receiver or so and a tight end. And I think they could be in really, really good shape, because their ability to run the football is top notch, bro.
Yeah, agreed. The Commanders. Oh, wait, who'd you say is going to the Commanders? Jimmy G?
Jimmy G.
All right. Baker Mayfield.
Is there a spot for it? I think he'll stay in LA.
I think he goes to the Commanders.
Really?
Yep.
You think they're gonna just give the franchise to Baker for the year?
I think that it works, because Here's the thing. That team was in contention with Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield is better than both. I don't think that they have a high enough pick to get a quarterback. And I think that that's an opportunity where Baker Mayfield can go in and start. And we've seen with the right pieces around him, he can be effective. So I think Baker's going to the Commanders, and that's where he'll play.
Well,
If not, I think he stays with the Rams, but I don't think he wants to be a backup. And I think the Commanders have enough pieces where he can succeed.
Well, Jimmy G's an unrestricted free agent, correct?
Totally free.
Yeah. So that's
So is Baker.
Yeah, but if I had a choice between Jimmy and G and Baker, I'm going to take Jimmy G for the Commanders. But it's a good prediction. It's a.
Do you think Jimmy G with Terry McLaurin? I mean, he's somebody that goes up and gets it too. And Baker Mayfield can throw the ball.
Yeah, but I don't think they take too many deep shots in Commanders.
That's because they don't really have a quarterback that can do it. But Carson Wentz in the beginning was throwing some with Jahan Dotson and things like that because they have a good trio. Because Curtis Samuel's good too.
I think Baker's going to stay in LA. I think that's a really good fit for him, especially with Sean McVay. And if Stafford retires, who knows? The door might open for him.
Yeah, you never know.
I do like that.
All right, Lamar Jackson,
Atlanta. I said this 2 months ago.
You said longer than that, bro.
3 months ago. I think it was 3 months ago, maybe. I said it might have been the first week of November. I said Lamar Jackson is going to the Atlanta Falcons. That scheme fits him. His skill set with Mariota, they have the similar skill set. Obviously, Lamar is a way better player. I'm not disrespecting them. What I'm saying is their skill sets are very similar, like their style of play. Lamar can run just as good as way better than Mariota, and Lamar has a way better arm than Mariota. So I think in Atlanta they had some success with Mariota in the beginning of the season. They were in the NFC South contention. But if you add Lamar there and you have Kyle Pitts, which Lamar has a really good connection with Mark Andrews in Baltimore, I think Kyle Pitts can take a step up. They have Drake London. If they can get a couple more pieces, they're going to be locked and loaded, and they can run the football. They got Cordell Patterson and that kid Tyler Algier. He's awesome, dude.
I know.
He's really, really good.
I know
he's
he
slept on. Type good.
I know he's good.
So they have two good running backs. They got a tight end. They got a wide receiver. If they can get a couple more pieces on the offensive line and get him another wide receiver, Lamar Jackson's a slam dunk in Atlanta.
I know. I can't believe you were saying that too. And then now it's actually becoming a thing because you were way ahead of that.
The style fits. That's why I saw it.
And Michael Vick 2.0.
Yeah, exactly right.
I have him staying with Baltimore. I think they figure out a way to get the deal done. I don't think they're losing him. The only thing they got, because here's the thing. They could be a trade partner to go get DeAndre Hopkins. And if you give him DeAndre Hopkins, then you really know what he's about. Now, I think that Lamar Jackson's good. I think he's really good, to be honest. I think he's a B-tier quarterback and certified top 10. And I think he could do well with the Ravens. They get the injury bug every year.
Yeah, it's a weird situation with
them and the 49ers every single year. I mean, they need to fire their medical staff.
Yeah, they do. But they need a wide receiver desperately.
That's what I'm saying. The Ravens have never had a Pro Bowl wide receiver.
Wow. Really?
They've never had a Pro Bowl wide receiver.
Never?
Nope.
Not even when Anquan Bolden went there?
Nope. He was on his last legs because he came from Arizona. Think about it. Can you name a premier wide receiver that was with them? Steve Smith was old.
Torrey Smith was with them.
Torrey Smith was good.
He made the Pro Bowl. He was good, though.
He was good.
Yeah. Steve Smith.
You know what Torrey Smith is known for? That bomb against
the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
I'll never forget it, dude. That
was a 60-yard pass in the air by Joe Flacco.
I was living in Cherrywood at the time. I'll never forget it, dude. That was
1703
wild.
Brentwood.
That was wild. Yep. Shout out Brentwood.
I'll never forget it.
The roots.
All right, Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. Man, this is tough, bro. I'm going to say the Jets. I think the Jets are lined up to go get him. They have the draft picks. They have the team that can support his skill set. Got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall coming back. They're really good, dude. I think the Jets would be awesome with Aaron Rodgers. The only thing that I'm worried about with him is the New York media. I don't know if he can handle that, but maybe he can. Who knows?
So I know right now it's pretty big news. I think it's the Raiders.
Wow.
Because you saw what Devontae Adams said on Twitter.
He's going to move his neighborhood?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I just feel like right for them right now with their division, you got Sean Payton in there now. You got Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, what's left of Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
They need to get a quarterback. Now, I don't think it helps them that much because that defense is still going to be awful, but it'll definitely help their offense significantly, especially if they bring back Josh Jacobs. But I think right now that makes sense. And it's the AFC, even though the Jets are the AFC too, but going to the AFC. And I think that if he wants to go to the Raiders, the Packers would do right by him.
The Raiders are even worse though, because if you think about it, that division's tough.
That's what I'm
bro.
saying. It's a really hard division.
But if Rodgers goes there and doesn't succeed or doesn't make the playoffs,
Yeah.
man, that's gonna be.
Well, I mean, not for nothing, but the Jets, they would have a really good team, but you have Buffalo in there, you have Miami, and you have the Patriots.
Well, Miami's got question marks at quarterback.
Well, I mean, look, so do the Jets. I get it. I know. I mean, so do the Buffalo, not
and
a quarterback.
and the Patriots.
You have two teams that have either question marks at quarterback or kind of just an unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Bills who are probably going to look totally different next year.
They are. They're going to lose a lot of pieces.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So that division may take a step back as a whole. I don't know.
That's why Aaron Rodgers would be perfect there, because I think he could lift that team to a division title.
Well, look, they are just a quarterback. They're a legitimate quarterback away from being contenders because they were 7-3 this year with, I mean,
Zach Wilson,
bottom of the barrel, bottom 5 quarterback.
Yep.
Play. So the Jets would be the perfect landing spot for him. I just think that I think he's going to want to go play with Devontae Adams again. I
think Joe Douglas is going to do everything he can to go get Aaron Rodgers. He's aggressive like that. Remember, he got Brett Favre?
Yeah.
Got Favre. Yeah, he got him. I can't believe he was a Jet, bro.
I know.
So crazy.
He was horrible on the Jets.
He was, yo.
And then he went to Minnesota and popped.
Yeah.
Calipari flow.
Yeah. He did, yo. That was crazy. But yeah, I can see Aaron Rodgers as a Jet.
What do you think about Ryan Tannehill?
I think he's going to stay put in Tennessee.
Really?
I do, because I don't know where else he can go. And
the Panthers.
And is Tennessee a attractive destination? You have an aging running back at Derrick Henry. I'm not saying that he's washed, right? I mean, he's top 3 running back in the league.
Yeah.
But outside of that, what do you got? You got Treylon Burks, a rookie wide receiver last year. He's had some injuries as well. I don't see anything enticing about the Titans right now in terms of wanting to go there. So I think they're going to stick with Tannehill.
I think Tannehill goes to the Panthers.
Oh, he's a restricted free agent.
I think Vrabel's done with them.
That could be very true.
I think Vrabel's done with them. And like I said, I think that Derek Carr is going to the Titans. The only thing tricky about Derek Carr is he holds the key to his future because he has a no trade clause. So would he accept the trade to the Titans? I don't know.
Derek Carr? Oh, I think he's gone, dude.
I know that, but he has a no trade clause. So if they try to trade him to some bum ass squad, he's not accepting.
Well, he would be in control at that point.
That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is, I know, but I think, I mean, that's why I don't know. The Titans and Derek Carr, I don't see that. Tannehill is probably going to stay put. I mean, he might be the starter. I don't know what they think about Malik Willis.
I mean, I think you knew all you need to know because there were times where Tannehill was playing terrible. And then, like in the preseason, they pulled him and said that they want to see him throw more. And it's like, the dude just had a 50-yard run.
Malik Willis?
Well,
yeah, I want to see him throw. You have to, bro.
I mean, I get it, but Justin Fields, they figured out a way to get Justin Fields involved. Like, sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah, but I think Justin Fields was kind of playing backyard football a little bit.
He was.
I think because he had no choice.
He did. Well, they have a terrible offensive line and no wide receivers.
Right. I think he knew that his best chances of success was running the football. And, because not for nothing, they had really nothing to work with. I like the kid Cole Kmet that they have.
He's good.
I think he's really, really good. I think they really underutilize him. I think he's a really good player. I think he could take a step up if they can get a wide receiver on the outside to take the pressure off of him. But I really like that kid Cole Kmet. I think he could ball. But I'm gonna go with Tannehill staying with the Titans.
They should also be a team that targets DeAndre Hopkins because that's how you figure out what's going on with Justin Fields. He needs to get somebody.
Yeah, but again, does D-Hop want to go to the Bears?
He wouldn't have a say.
I know.
He doesn't have a no trade clause. And if they have a lot of picks and they could pay him. I mean, he would go there for the right price. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Man, that's going to be tough. This offseason is going to be bananas, bro. Like next year's teams are going to look so much different because they're going to have a new quarterback.
Well, the NFL free agency is starting to get like the NBA to an extent because here's the only thing. The only thing that will stop them is the salary cap rules because here's the thing. Like Russell Wilson, there is no getting out of that.
Yeah.
Like if they could get out of it, I think the Broncos would trade him because is there a player more on the hot seat than Russell Wilson next year? Probably
He's
not.
Got a lot of pressure on him because now he hires Sean Payton.
There's no excuse to
produce.
However, I heard this by Julie Taylor. This is excellent that she said, if he does produce and he starts winning again, then you're going to be able to say, you know what the narrative is? You need a rock star head coach. You're not him.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
That's brilliant take by her. I loved it. I was watching it. I'm like, wow, like she's so smart.
But that's like, what do you think of Pete Carroll then?
I think Pete Carroll is a Hall of Fame coach.
Wow.
I think Pete Carroll's excellent. I mean, this year alone proved it. He just showed you that his system could take a mid-level quarterback. Now, look.
A Hall of Fame coach, that's really tough, bro. I know he won a Super Bowl, and he won convincingly. But that call in the Super Bowl with Malcolm Butler.
It happens.
It does. But when you talk about Hall of Fame coaches, I think of Andy Reid. I think of Bill Belichick.
Yep.
I don't think of Pete Carroll as a Hall of Fame coach, because when he started off in college and he went to the pros.
He failed miserably.
He failed.
And he went back to USC.
Then he went back to USC. Then he got a job with Seattle and he acquired the Legion of Boom and Russell Wilson.
Well, he drafted Russell Wilson too.
He did. But
although they signed Matt Flynn, so who knows how that history. So maybe let me take a step back. Maybe he's not a contract. Maybe he's not a Hall of Fame coach, but he's an upper echelon coach.
If he has a couple more good years,
and
he makes a pretty deep playoff run where he takes the Seattle Seahawks to the NFC Championship game somehow, then you have an argument. But he's really only had 2-3 good years as a coach.
Well, this year was good too. I mean, him and Russell Wilson were always in contention.
The 2 Super Bowl appearances, and I will say this year was magnificent.
Yeah, but
in terms of coaching,
he was in the playoffs in all the other seasons, I think, except for 1 or 2. And it was when Russell Wilson got hurt. So I think Pete Carroll's a hell of a coach. It's just the problem is now is, again, you're going to run into with Russell Wilson. He needs an upper tier coach. Which, look, I'm not trying to paint it like that, because here's the thing. Would Patrick Mahomes be Patrick Mahomes in Chicago? No. He has Andy Reid.
Right.
But however, Mahomes possesses all the skills that can, with a legit head coach,
with proper coaching and the skill set, it's almost that's the result you're going to get. You're going to get 5 straight AFC championship.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
All the skills, all the tools. He got the perfect head coach and he was able to get everything out of the orange.
Yep.
That right there. Sean Payton, Drew Brees. They moved on. The Chargers moved on from Drew Brees for Phillip Rivers. I mean, that's a mistake.
Hall of Fame is tough though, man, because do you put Sean Payton in the Hall of Fame? Because he's 9-8 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll's 10-9. It's 500.
Yeah.
You got to the playoffs. You played 19.
I told you. I mean, I said this before. I think Sean Payton's a really good coach. I just think we're overvaluing him a little bit. I think he can be good. I know he's good. However, when I think of Sean Payton, I say this all the time. He got 1 Super Bowl and no MVPs out of Drew Brees.
In fairness, though, Drew Brees got robbed from Super Bowls, though. From MVPs.
I guess,
his stats were just unbelievable. Bro.
Yeah.
That's why I have him in my top 5. He was so fucking good, man.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm not saying that, nothing on that with Drew Brees. I'm just saying, that's why. Remember when we were talking about the Cowboys and I said, oh, Sean Payton goes there. Would I be worried? No. Why would I be worried? Drew Brees is better than Dak Prescott will ever be. So if he was only able to produce 1 Super Bowl out of Dak, 1 Super Bowl out of Drew Brees with no MVPs, he's going to get that and more with Dak? No, I just don't believe that.
The funny thing is that I think people really do forget about how great Drew Brees, Big Ben were. These guys were pre-social media. If they were what they were today with social media, oh my God.
Well, you know how I am with Big Ben. I say Big Ben's the most underrated quarterback of the 2000s.
He was phenomenal.
He was amazing.
He was so
put his
great.
Stats up. You could put up his stats with Aaron Rodgers.
But again,
and they're better.
If they were around during the social media era, they would get so much love, bro. They would have a couple memes of them, trashing them a little bit, but that's just the era.
Well, not really with Drew Brees, because
the microscope would have been a lot more on the player in terms of how good he is, the stats, winning, all of that would have combined in today's world. They would have been loved way, way more. But now the kids, when you think about Drew Brees, you think about he was pretty good. Nah, he was
not me.
Amazing.
Drew Brees was amazing. I love Drew Brees.
He was fucking amazing.
You got to understand with Drew Brees, the thing was Drew Brees, he was quiet.
Yeah.
Drew Brees, the only time I remember Drew Brees ever getting caught up in the media was the anthem shit.
Yep.
The national anthem stuff. When he said about his grandpa serving the army and all that, not to get into that, but that's the only time I ever remember Drew Brees making headlines for something other than football. And when he donated all the stuff with Katrina, and then he won the Super Bowl for them.
I agree.
And that's what you said, that he's a legend there. He's God.
He is. And all right, so the comments, we got the Godfather, Jimmy G to the Bucks. Wow, that would be something. Jimmy G following in Brady's footsteps again. That's interesting. Dave, Derek Carr to the Panthers makes sense. I like to see Mayfield in the NFC East.
Who said that?
Dave.
Uh,
Disco Dave. And then the Godfather said, I think Lamar stays with the Ravens. That's interesting. I just don't see that. I think that relationship is really broken.
Huh?
I think the Lamar and the Ravens situation, out of all of them, but outside of Derek Carr, I think Lamar Jackson's relationship is probably the worst with the team.
I have to pause you for a second. Greasy's in here again, and he wants to double or nothing the bet.
Does he have bread? Greasy, do you have bread? If you don't have bread, then shut the fuck up. Bro.
So here we go.
Because you owe my man $200 and you didn't honor your bet.
I'll do something for him.
That's not
okay.
honorable to me.
It's okay.
Bro. No. You gotta be a real one, bro. If you bet somebody and you lose, honor the bet. Don't go ghost for 2 weeks and then all of a sudden pop your face.
His Wi-Fi was
and
out.
Then you want to go double or nothing. My Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi is out. Well, then
and now his card's broken. I get it. Okay.
So wait, you bet $200, you have no bread, and you have no Wi-Fi. My man, go get a job. Like, what are we talking about?
It's okay. I will take a double or nothing because the Eagles are, and I don't care. We're going to be talking about this next week when we do our Super Bowl show. But I will double that. The bet is that the Eagles will beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. He has the Chiefs. I have the Eagles. So I'll be up 400. I won't get paid, and you can still come in here and have some fun with us.
Why? Who's Greasy? Like Greasy likes the Chiefs?
Yeah. So that's
he said,
fine.
I trap for a living.
Yeah. You ran yourself right into that trap bet. So I'm looking forward to it.
I trap for a living is insane.
He sells Nick bags with stems and seeds.
Nick bags.
You still sell $5 bags.
Nuts.
Where were we?
We were just talking about the quarterbacks, but we were having some fun with Greasy. Yeah. Broke ass Greasy.
Yeah.
You need to hustle some more, dog. You may change your name.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
Greasy struggle.
It's all right, Greasy. We all struggle.
All right, yo. All right, next topic. Favorite Super Bowl. All right, Nick. Excluding the 2017 Eagles, because that's obviously the best Super Bowl of all time until next Sunday. Which Super Bowl was your favorite?
Wow. I'm not gonna pick a Brady one. That's too obvious, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say, wow. The Steelers and the Cardinals. The Steelers and the Cardinals was the best one, in my opinion. That game was so electric. It was amazing. When Larry Fitzgerald caught that pass and scored a touchdown, I was like, holy shit, the Arizona Cardinals are really gonna win the Super Bowl. Then Big Ben goes down the field, puts on a miraculous throw into the corner of Santonio Holmes. That rewrote the history. That was one of the best games because if you remember that game, right before the half, James Harrison had a defensive touchdown for like 98 yards, and that changed the entire game. That was such a big moment because the Cardinals were getting ready to score a touchdown before the half. Instead, Pittsburgh was running it down for 7. So that game was so exciting because that game, you had no idea who was going to win. When you were watching that game, you're like, damn, these teams are like neck and neck right now. Like you had no idea who was going to win that game. That game was the most memorable for me. What was the year on that? Cardinals, Steelers, Super Bowl. That was 2009. 2009. That was a hell of a game where the Steelers defeated the Cardinals 27-23. Ironically, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, in 2009. That was amazing. That was my favorite. That was one of my favorite Super Bowls.
My favorite Super Bowl is the 2007 because Peyton Manning at the time gave me my argument that he was the GOAT.
Was it 2007 Super
When they
Bowl?
beat the,
was it 08? 07 was the Giants. 08 was 07 was Giants.
Was it 06?
Because the Patriots went undefeated in 07. Peyton Manning won, and
it was Super Bowl XLI 2007, bro. It was the 2006 season.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. All right, my bad.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
The 2006 season
against the Bears?
Against the Bears, because it was when, at the time, my favorite player in the league won his first Super Bowl.
He's fucking.
And I love Peyton Manning forever, dude. I still love him. I still think he's the second best quarterback ever. I could maybe bring up some stats and paint some narratives and make him the best ever. But
I don't know about that.
I'm just playing. No, there is no debate. Tom Brady took the fun out of that.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I hate myself. Like I hate my younger self for hating Peyton Manning. I didn't really appreciate him at the time. And
that's how I was with Tom Brady.
But you know what's funny? It's like I kind of switched a little bit when he went to Denver, and then he had success there. That was like, man, like I felt like the rivalry like was like kind of like it was always Colts Patriots. Then it became Broncos Patriots, but I wasn't really too infatuated with the Broncos versus Patriots. It was always Colts Patriots. They had the best games. They gave us the best entertainment, dude. Like we're never gonna see two prolific quarterbacks like that in their prime going at it like that.
We could.
I
don't know, but here's the thing:
about that, bro.
Burrow and Mahomes have the opportunity.
It was just special, bro. Just the moment, the memories, the games were just so fucking intense. It was a war.
If you were
bro.
a Brady and a Manning fan,
The
or
best-
even just a football fan in general, when you watch those games, you were on the edge of your seat every single time. It was awesome. So, I mean, now for you, what's your most memorable Super Bowl moment? Or do you want me to take this one first?
You want to go first?
Phil, can you bring up this clip for me? Because this is just the image in my head, because this is the best throw in Super Bowl history and maybe the best throw I've ever seen in my entire life from one of my favorite quarterbacks as a kid and one of my favorite quarterbacks
Just spoke about
till
this.
today.
Just spoke about this Super Bowl.
I gotta change the audio real quick.
All good. This throw right here, you will never see a better throw
It's
in a bigger moment
it's top 3.
ever. I don't know. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head where I'm like, that is 100 definitively the best throw I've ever seen.
Manningham was really good.
Outside left.
But this is to win the game.
Roethlisberger has time. Throws to the back of the end
I mean, that is just,
zone,
look at that. You can't throw that any better.
There's 3 Cardinals there.
By Holmes.
Just to get that ball there so pinpoint accurately is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Incredible.
Very little space. Very little space. There was only one way to put the ball, and he put it there.
It's, you know what it reminds me of? You know, like those drills where you have like the circles,
The
you
net.
gotta throw the net.
Yeah.
And you got that's years of practice right there.
I know.
That's unbelievable.
That is
in the right
insane.
tack as well.
Wow, that is
With
a great
control.
memory.
I remember watching that
Right, that
legitimately
throw
like it
by
was yesterday.
down.
All right, you can cut it, Phil.
So that's your favorite? That's your favorite play?
That's my favorite play, non excluding the Eagles.
All right.
That right there is
My
my favorite
most
play.
memorable play. Philly Phil, play mine real quick.
I
You're gonna be
can't-
surprised.
I can't wait.
You'll
to
be
see this.
surprised. This is a surprise. I'm sure the audience will be surprised too. But this sticks in my craw forever.
44.
Hold on.
This sticks in my craw for the rest of my life, and I'll never forget. I'll never forget where I was.
You know what's crazy? If they play this game right now,
was
they
hurt.
probably blow him down.
I was hurt. They would have actually if you watch the
They would have called him down.
Here it goes.
Manning takes the snap.
Look at
Back
this.
to throw. Under pressure.
Down.
Avoids the rush. And he's going to fight out of it. Still fights out of it. Now throws it deep downfield. Wide open Tyree, who makes the catch.
How in the world did he do that?
I don't know.
He eluded 3 sacks. And what a catch by Tyree.
Maybe it'll put him down.
58 seconds
You're
to
right.
go.
Look at the ball. The ball doesn't hit the ground. That's the most impressive thing in the league. You got a Hall of Fame safety covering your back,
How did he get away from
and he
it?
didn't even knock the ball out.
I have no idea.
If the ball was deflected, it might get picked.
Yeah.
Because it was in the middle of the field. It was the most dangerous throw you could ever do. You don't ever throw in the middle of the field a lollipop like that, and he did it. And it just happened to be that was the most memorable for me in the Super Bowl moments, because that's when I realized, yo, anything is possible. Anything can happen in a game.
You know what's funny about that? When I look at that now, I feel bad. But when I watched it in real time, I loved it.
I know you did.
I was so happy.
because you hated Brady.
And I probably texted you
you
and
probably
started
was
saying
talking
like,
shit.
yo, Tom Brady was the best. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you did.
I probably did
Yeah, I know you did.
because I had to. Or I should have just texted you, oh boy.
I would have fucking been pissed.
That's what I should have said, oh boy.
Oh boy.
We actually might have been together on that.
I was at Brandon's.
Hernandez?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I
We
was,
were-
I was
yes.
hurt, bro. I was so hurt, dude. I was so fucking hurt, bro.
That
You don't
is-
understand, bro.
It's so funny.
I
when you-
cried.
it's so crazy when you look back at when we were growing up and all the Super Bowls that we watched together and all the games that we watched together and like how we just pick those moments. We can pick things that are like images in our head from 15 years ago.
I know. And you can remember.
I mean, think about that. That was legitimately 15 years ago.
you can remember where you were, but that's the beauty about sports, bro. Like you remember those moments where you were, when it happened, everything, who was there. Like, dude, that's beauty about sports, bro. Like those kind of moments are just legendary, bro. Like I'll never forget those plays for the rest of my life.
I know. And it's funny because like when we talk about 28-3,
Oh my
the
god,
Broadbents, Woodlane. I mean, that night was amazing.
that was my favorite Super Bowl.
The Eagles, the night the Eagles won
Yeah.
the Super Bowl, I was at my brother's house with my brother, my dad, my Uncle Frank.
Dave and Steve said it was luck.
It was luck. It was super lucky. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky.
Sometimes you need that, though.
But that's what you needed. Dude, it took that catch to beat that undefeated team.
Yeah.
That undefeated team was the best team I've ever seen, bro. The best team I've ever seen. They blew motherfuckers out, bro. They scored at will whenever they wanted.
You know what's crazy?
They took the knife into your heart, and they just fucking
Hear me out.
completely turned it.
If the Broncos win that Super Bowl over the Seahawks, do they have a case to rival that? Because they were it was Demaryius Thomas, Eric Decker, Julius Thomas, and who was that running back? Monty Ball?
They had Noshawn Marino.
Noshawn Marino.
Yep.
If they win that Super Bowl, you could argue
They had
that
Emmanuel
was
Sanders too, didn't they?
Yes, it wasn't Eric Decker.
No, Decker was on the team.
It was Decker.
It was Decker.
Who was Sanders was the third
Welker,
one,
and Thomas.
Welker.
That's right.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they had Welker, Demaryius Thomas,
Julius Thomas,
and who we just said his name,
Eric Decker.
Eric Decker. Yep, they had 4.
I forgot they had
studs,
Wes
bro.
Welker.
Yep.
So
It
my
wasn't
thing
Sanders
is,
yet.
if they win, could they have rivaled that 07 team? I mean, because they were dominant
Well-
too. They just got punked.
Well, yeah, Peyton Manning threw the most touchdowns in history that year.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's all I
you
was
could make a
asking.
case, absolutely, dude.
But
That
they didn't
fucking
finish the
team
job.
exploded, bro. They did.
I mean, look, the Patriots didn't either, but they didn't get beat up like
they
that.
didn't get blown out.
You knew in the first 5 minutes that it was a mismatch.
But they also lost to a wild card team.
Who?
The
Oh,
Patriots.
yeah, the Giants were a wild
Yeah.
card.
I still think
9 and 7 or
I still
something?
think that was the best team in history. Their defense was fucking unreal,
Yeah.
bro.
I would say the same
They,
thing.
they were so stacked, dude. 07 Patriots, bro. Like those teams that team was insane, dude.
I know.
The fact that they didn't win that.
They
is
scored at
insane.
will.
I know. That sucks. I always wanted Randy Moss to win a Super Bowl.
I know.
Did Wes Welker ever win one? I think he lost every single Super Bowl he played.
He lost all of them.
He lost 3, right?
He lost 2 with Brady and the one with Manning.
One with Manning.
Wes Welker never won.
Damn.
At least not that I can recall right off the top of my head. Do you know that?
Oh no. No way.
Who you got? Wes Welker or Julian Edelman?
I would probably. Oh man. Who does more? I would say Edelman does more.
I would take Edelman because he's tougher.
Yeah, but Welker, dude, we forgot about him, bro. He was a stud. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like Welker though, but he dropped that fucking that pass in the Super Bowl. That lost in the
And
Super
Brady
Bowl.
hated him.
He did.
Brady hated him
He
for
did,
it.
bro. He dropped that He dropped it, but
Yeah.
the pass could have been a little bit better though.
You got to
I'll be fair
Got to
about
make that catch.
If it hits your hands, you got to catch it. And
Yeah.
and that magnitude of the moment, if he catches it, they win.
Yeah,
They
I
lost
know.
because of that. That hurt.
All right, guys. Last topic before we get out of here tonight. Arian Foster comments on that podcast about the NFL being rigged.
Psychotic and iconic.
How did you interpret it? Because it seemed like he was trolling,
I think he was joking.
but everybody on Twitter seemed to take it like literal. And I was laughing because I'm looking and I'm like, I think he's fucking around.
Because that's social media, bro. They clip up something real quick and then they put it out there to make it seem like it's real. That's what it was. They didn't look at the whole context of the conversation. It was 100% bullshit.
Yeah.
There's
I mean, here's
no
the thing.
way that's even
I
true.
know we all laugh about it, but there are no scripts. It's not rigged,
No.
but at least on purpose. Like, I'm not saying refs can't make bad calls and
You
things.
just saw those 2 plays. You can't
Yeah.
rig that, bro.
I don't think that the NFL makes calls down and says like this one's got to win or that one's got to win. Like I don't even think that that's rational. However, I do think that it looks rigged because sometimes the human element is part of the
You're
game.
talking about the refs.
Yeah,
The
and
calls.
you
I
make
got it.
mistakes. And now here's the thing: calls are pass interference calls. They're objective. You don't like there's
Some refs call it tighter
different
than
ways.
other. Yeah, I
like,
get it.
Here's the thing: the one with the Saints, and going back to that, the helmet hit against the Rams.
Yeah,
That was 100%. Like that ruined the trip. I remember Sean Payton screaming at the ref on the sideline. You just blew a trip to the Super Bowl's on the line.
They became a little bit tighter on their calls because of that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying overall, it's the human element of the game, and sometimes it goes your way, and sometimes it doesn't. Now, normally it doesn't go my way when I got money on the game because that's just
I know it's
how
the
my
weirdest
life
thing.
is.
It's the weirdest thing
It
ever.
always gets screwed up when my money's on it.
Yeah.
It never like somebody never steps out of bounds on accident, and it works in my favor.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I know. Isn't that
Like
funny? How it works?
I bet the Bengals. If I bet the Bengals that second half, now I had under, I won. But I'm just saying, if I would have bet the Bengals to win the second half, see when Patrick Mahomes got that unnecessary roughness out of bounds, I would have been on the Bengals side of that. I never would have been on the Chiefs side of that, and then get that call for the easy field.
Yeah,
It just doesn't work like that.
I know.
But I don't think the NFL's rigged.
Hell no.
I don't think anyone that says that. I don't think that it's rational thinking.
How do you rig it?
That's what I'm saying.
Unless it's the refs that make the bad calls to
and that
go in
can
their
happen.
favor.
That can happen. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying as far as the NFL and the owners conspiring to say like, oh, make sure the Rams beat the Colts. I doubt. I don't know how any rational, logical person thinks that that's true.
How do you become a ref? I mean, you can't be a fan of any team, right? Like, you have to be completely neutral. That's fucking hard as hell.
Well, it is, but I'm sure
you're
that
You're not human. If you're not a fan of a team, you're not fucking human.
No, I'm
Like,
sure they are, and
You're
I'm
a
sure they
robot.
like certain people more than others. Like I can guarantee you, there were refs that hated Donovan McNabb and loved Tony Romo. So they might be able to, if they might give them a gimme call. But again, I don't.
And you would never have any proof of that.
No, because again, those calls, they're subjective.
I see.
I said objective earlier. I meant to say subjective. Those are subjective calls.
They are. They're objective too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they both fit what I'm saying.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're objective too.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. So that's where I am with that.
Yeah, NFL's not rigged. You can't rig that shit. No way. You can't rig a fucking helmet catch. You can't rig a great throw in the end zone like that. It's impossible.
That too. And that's what I'm talking about, because like the play to Santonio Holmes, the David Tyree catch, like how do you rig that?
But the idiots on Twitter and all the social media are like buying it up. They're eating it up. Like, it's like, no, bro. Like, he was just fucking around. Like, they even said it right after.
Yeah, he was legitimately joking, and it caught fire, and everybody started going crazy.
Started doing it.
And started making the memes.
Started making the memes like, oh yeah, like this is the 27-17 script of the Philadelphia Eagles with Nick Foles.
And it had Carson Wentz slamming the fucking thing on the ground.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Yeah. It's funny as shit. I enjoy that kind of content, but like it's not true.
I got you. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm passing it off to Theories, and we'll get back to you guys next Thursday.
Yeah,
we're off on Tuesday night.
On Tuesday. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher,
and all that other shit.
Also, follow us on all of our social platforms, as you do not want to miss our daily content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And we will see you guys next Thursday at P&I, baby. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Psychotic and iconic.